we sure that who's picking number 2? The Spurs?
Yeah.
Are we sure that Spurs are going to draft Harper?
I've heard as much, but we don't know.
Yeah, but why would they? So if you look at the Spurs, right, why would they not pick Bailey over Harper when they got Castle and Fox?
If they're just that, because maybe they're just that convinced Harper is that much better than him.
They think that?
What do you actually? I was going to ask. That was one of my questions to you. What do you think is? People have tier 1 Flag, tier 2 Harper, and then tier 3 VJ and Bailey for the most part. Like they have Harper another tier. Do you think he's another tier up, or do you think he's?
I don't think so.
No, you don't. Okay, that's interesting too.
I don't think he. I think he's on playing with those guys. From what I've seen, he had his flashes in the Big Ten, and he had his times where he didn't do well, just like Bailey. Yeah. I think the difference with Bailey and Harper is that Bailey came in to the season on the same plane as Cooper Flag.
That's true.
And Harper didn't.
That's true.
So when he didn't do what was expected or do what Cooper Flag did, then he had those higher expectations. Where Harp came in with lesser expectations and played well in the 10. I don't know. I've heard some guys say they really like Harper, and I had some scouts and tell me that they weren't as high on. I'm not knocking Harp, son. I like him. I'm just saying from the Spurs and what they have, I don't understand how everyone's convinced that that's who the Spurs are taking. That's what I'm saying.
I looked at Spurs fans, and there are more fans than I thought there would be saying, we have Castle and we have Fox. Let's get our man, our 3. Let's get our 3, put him next to Wemby, and move on.
Yeah, I just thought about, like, why would they? You got Wemby and you have another guy that's longer and taller. Like, I just didn't get it. Like I did, and you got to understand that if they try to move that pick, who would that team want? Because that depends on who they're trading for.
Yes. Well, that would be maybe if everyone's saying if the Giannis thing happened, that would maybe be like the kind of deal for that.
Yeah, and if in my guess, if the Bucks are trying to make a trade like that, they're going to go big on the young guy.
Oh, you think they wouldn't necessarily just go over there for Harper?
Oh no, I think they would take Bailey in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yes.
Most people just assume it's anyone going to 2 is for Harper.
I think a team that's trying to win, because he's a little more polished and more playoff ready. But I'm saying if you're trading Giannis, you ain't trying to win.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but they could be thinking the same way you thought earlier, with the perimeter being the way of the future, and saying, you know what, let's just start over with our stud guard and have the offense roll around.
But it also depends on how you going. That's what I'm saying. How you going to play Ace on the perimeter? Yeah. So I'm saying Ace can't really play that way with us having McCain and Maxey. Mm-hmm. He's not going to have the ball in his hands a lot.
No.
So
he's going to have to learn how to play team basketball.
Or he's going to have some catch and shoot. You may run some plays for him, and then if Joel was even anywhere close to where he's capable, he's definitely going to be a catch and shoot guy.
Yeah.
So you'll have some flashes of doing other stuff, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it? Are we just getting the best talented guy, or are we trying to get the best fit? Here's what I'm saying. Say, for instance, the Spurs take Ace Bailey. Would you then make that trade at number 3?
Oof. I mean, Harper would be interesting.
We'd have so many guards, though. We'd have Harper.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to look at how this is going to go. Like, as we're talking, I don't know how people would just assume that Bailey's going to be there.
Do you think some people have said Harper can maybe bulk up a little bit and play like point 3, like point forward at 3?
The bulk up is not going to give you height. I don't see. I think he's a guy that you can play 3 guards. I don't know if you can start 3 guards. I just don't know. I mean, essentially, the Lakers play 3 guards for the most part. They got LeBron's. LB's basically a 4 now when they played it. Whoever else they're playing. So
he measured it at 6'4.5".
Yeah, he's wing. He's a guard.
Yeah.
And he's not a small guy. He was probably, 215, 220?
He measured at 213.
Yeah. So he's not – so they say bulk up. He's already bulked up.
Yeah, he's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think kind of with that, if Harper was at 3, they wouldn't – I don't think they signed Grimes then, because then that'd be too many guards at that point.
Well, you just lose. So that's what I'm saying. Lose Grimes then for nothing.
I don't know.
Hey man, some people are not as high on what Grimes did as other people are, because of you're playing against a team that's not really trying to win, and we've seen people do that, and then they go the other direction when it's winning time.
Yeah.
Not to say that's going to happen to him, but I'm just saying that's a lot of people see it that way.
Yeah, I don't think Grimes can sustain what he did on a winning team, but at least he
showed that he could be a part of it. He showed that he can.
Yeah, he did. And when people are out, he shows, give me the ball. I'll put it in the bucket. So I like that, because we with our team, we are going to be without guys a lot. So we know he'll be like, all right, I'll shoot the ball 20 times and score 30 points if you need me to. So I like that, but it's a lot of guards.
Yeah.
I'd still go best player available. I'd still go Harper and just figure it out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who's determining who's the best player?
Yeah. I'm saying for me. Yeah. But if they did have, let's say the Sixers had Flag, Bailey, Harper, just tied. And then let's just say it's VJ next one down.
Yeah.
I think they would just go best player at that point, right? They would just go Harper if Bailey's not there.
If they had them voted 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we don't know.
Yeah. Like, I don't think we'll pick another player.
What I'm saying is the Sixers could be at 3, right? And all these experts have them Flag, Harper, Bailey, 1, 2, 3. But the Sixers can come in and say, we got Flag, Bailey, XYZ, Harper. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of choose differently with Harper because you're number 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really choosing between quote unquote Bailey and Harper. Number 2 is making that decision easier for you.
Yeah.
I also said too, if you love like the top 4, like let's say VJ is like right there with Bailey, you maybe see if Charlotte wants to just trade up 1 spot and see what you can get out of them.
Yeah.
If you don't have a preference, if you're like, I'll take whoever. If they can give us a future pick for just.
So I don't think that happens with Bailey, but I do think that happens if Bailey goes 2.
If Harper's
I'm not convinced that the Sixers are a lock to grab Harper.
Really?
Not would you have McCain and Maxey?
They're not a lock to grab Harper.
Yes.
Oh,
if Bailey's goes number 2. I wouldn't just say that best player available. Like, I don't know if that's – I think best player available, but it may be best player and fit a little more with him than maybe Bailey.
Yeah.
So we get Harper. Is Harper going to play ahead of the guys? Say, for instance, McCain's healthy and Maxey and even Grimes come back. Is he going to play enough to warrant you moving and not taking another guy that's probably different? I don't know. I think that's a very interesting thought. I'm not swinging either way on that. I'm just saying, like, I just think if Bailey, that's why I just don't understand how people just assume Bailey's going to be there. So we got to start thinking about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things a lot of the draft experts are saying is that Harper would be right away, day one, he'd be starting your lineup. But I've seen some say if he were to come to the Sixers, he would push McCain to be that 6-man guy where he would start the 1-2 with Maxey, allowing Maxey to play off ball when needed. That's kind of what I've read from some of the draft experts.
So would he start with the Spurs?
If they go 3 guards, I guess.
So I'm not. No, you didn't mention 3 guards with us. I'm just saying, would he start with the Spurs?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
They maybe Castle the 6-man role.
The rookie of the year, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I know, but
it's interesting.
McCain was
The
an
rookie of the
injury
year
away
that
from
was
rookie of the year,
arguably
right?
their best guard most of their games. That guy.
But it's crazy because McCain, if McCain doesn't get injured, he might be rookie of the year. So we'd be having the same exact conversation right now.
Yeah, you're right. But how did it play out?
And all 3 of us were pretty comfortable saying he'll be 6-man.
So no, what I'm saying is, do you? No, I didn't say he would be a 6-man. I'm saying, do you think he would be a better fit as a 6-man?
McCain.
And the only reason you say that is because him and Maxey both trying to score the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would.
And you playing with Joel, so and you playing with Paul George. So do you need 2 guys that's trying to score the ball every time?
Yeah.
Or do you bring in one and kind of balance that out?
Yeah. We have great depth, though. I'll tell you that much.
So now I'm just like, I just, it's a very interesting. I just wanted to bring up the conversation because, when you all sent me the messages, it was just like Bailey. I'm like, well, who says he's going to be available? Like, we got to look at it from both angles. Him being there and him not being there.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But the conversation's very similar with VJ and Harper, right?
I understand that, but Harper to me is more of a 1-2
point guard. Yes.
Instead of 2-1. And they just traded for De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's not 30 years old. Who's what, 27?
Yeah.
Young.
Come on, man. Like, this is clear to me that you can't necessarily just assume that they're taking them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be.
And Castle's right now, like Castle is, you can feel however you feel about him. All I'm saying is he was rookie of the year and he had a really good year. So what the Spurs may want for him, if people want to trade for him, is probably going to be really high right now.
True.
Yeah.
So they're basically saying he's high. We would take him over any guard in the draft right now. Do you think the Spurs would take him over any guard in the draft right now?
I don't know about that.
I'm just asking. Who you think they would take Harper over Castle?
I think you can get more for the number.
Look what Castle's done the last 2 years.
I think you can get more for the number 2 pick right now than you could Castle.
All I'm saying, I understand what I'm saying, but look what he's done in the last 2 years. Went to UConn and played well, won the championship. Went to the Spurs, played well, and got rookie of the year. That's what he's done in the last 2 years.
Yes.
So you're telling me that they wouldn't be like, nah, we don't need a guard. We got him in the draft.
I still think they asked for a lot if they were going to trade him.
No, I'm not saying if they trade him. I'm just saying like that. So if you're asking the Spurs to make a trade, like the Spurs going to trade Giannis and try to get Giannis, you best believe they're asking for the number 2 pick and Castle, minimum. Those are locks that they're asking for
sure,
right?
Yeah.
So, say for instance, if you're trying to come to the Spurs and say, hey, we see y'all may take Harper, is Castle available? They're like, hey, what you gonna get?
Yeah.
Their expectation to get something back is basically saying we have a top 5 pick. He would be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft right now. We already have him on our roster. So what makes it a lock that they're gonna take another guard?
No, yeah. And I mean, you could just scale down one and have that same conversation with us. Let's say we're going to take Harper. Someone calls us like, well, do you need McCain anymore? We'll take McCain. You can have a similar conversation.
I mean, the difference with McCain and Castle, the only difference is McCain is coming off an injury.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the only difference, right?
So
now.
we couldn't get as much as they got for Castle. Well, we could still get a lot from McCain.
Yeah, I mean, and McCain is looked at differently. He's more of a Vinny Johnson type guy, where Castle was, Drew Holiday and all these other guys that are scoring and kind of looked at as bigger and defensively as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a good conversation to have.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a lock. I know people have said that, but I don't believe anything right now.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's all smokescreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the sources coming out is that it's pretty much Spurs are locked to take Harper, and then Nurse on the other day was on a radio station. He said that we probably know who's going to go at 1 with flat. He didn't say names, but we probably know who's going to go at 1, and we think we know who's going to go at 2, and we're going to take the next guy. And a lot of people think it's assuming if everyone has the same draft board, and as we know, if you watch the NFL draft, that not every expert knows who everyone's taking. I.e. the Shedeur Sanders situation, but Flag, Harper, and Bailey is what a lot of people assumed Nurse was talking about, but that's assuming every draft board's the same. So,
Yeah.